Hey guys, it's Skulker3, and it's been a year since I last said those words. And that feels real weird. And it's gonna continue to feel weird for this whole video, I imagine, so sorry if I'm super bad at talking now. I've forgotten how to talk to microphones and invisible audiences who will see this in the future. Man, video stuff is weird when you think about it closely. Anyway, yes, it's been a year since I last uploaded a Let's Play video, and I'm sorry for the lack of any updates on that. It's really rude of me, I'll be honest. Basically, this last year I have been, I think I probably mentioned this in a video at one point, I've been doing a master's in translation, which takes up a lot of time, because you have to do a lot of reading, and a lot of writing, and a lot of despairing about all the reading and the writing you have to do, and her. Um, yes, for the last year I was doing a lot of that, which left very little time for recording videos, and even less for editing videos. I'm really sorry again that I didn't make an update video telling you that, sorry, there's no uploads, real busy, but when you don't have time for recording and editing videos, it's kind of hard to record and edit a video talking about how you don't have time. So it wasn't that I didn't plan to, but it was one of those things of, okay, I'll do it like this weekend or whatever, and then the weekend came around and then a thing was popping up, or like, I don't know, like I just never got around to it, but it was always close enough in my mind to do next that I never sort of thought to do it another way, really. Like, I don't know, I think it's a pretty poor excuse, honestly, but it is the truth. It was just, I fully intended to make a video and then never had the time, or never, if I did have the time, never took the opportunity, because sometimes I just needed a rest, honestly. So yes, as I've said multiple times now, it's been a year since any Let's Play stuff happened, so I imagine a number of you have been wondering whether I'm still doing Let's Plays or anything. And that's kind of the crux of this video, is for me to say that as of this video, I am retiring from doing Let's Plays. I'm I'm sorry if that's disappointing news. I don't imagine it's surprising news to anyone, but yeah, it's this is essentially, I didn't want my channel to get to the point, as I've seen happen with so many Let's Play channels, of they record videos, they go on a hiatus, they come back for a bit, they stop, and then they're just gone, and no one knows what has happened. Like, there's no word. I have so many channels I'm still subscribed to that I'm just like, when is the last time they uploaded? And I don't think they're coming back. So I kind of want this to be a confirmation that, no, I'm not going to continue Let's Plays. If that's the whole news you wanted, then you can probably stop watching this video now, but I'm just going to take a little, if you'll indulge me, I'm going to take a little bit of time and just sort of reflect on the whole YouTube Let's Play thing, because, like, I think, and I'm going to sort of explain why I've decided to stop. I'm going to talk about sort of why I started and just like how I felt about the whole thing. So if that sounds immensely boring to you, feel free to go elsewhere. But if you also want to reminisce, then let's go. So when way back, 8 years ago, every now and then I think about it, 8 years ago, that's like a third of my lifetime ago, I started Let's Playing just because I wanted to give it a go. You know, it seemed like a fun hobby. I loved doing video games. I sort of quite wanted to get into, like, I quite enjoyed, like, voice acting sort of thing, so I thought this would be quite a fun way to, like, be able to combine those two and, like, interact with people and just, like, put something creative out there. But with that said, it was never, like, at no point really did I think I want this to be my job. Like, in the last in the last 8 years, Let's Plays have really just they've boomed. They are like every channel on YouTube now, pretty much. Like, genuinely, I'm pretty sure I see like for every channel I see, they also have whatever the name of the person is plays. It's just boomed. So it is obviously a thing you can do as a job. But as I say, I never wanted it to be, really. I wanted it to be just a fun hobby sort of thing, which is also why I wound up recently finding myself dedicating less time to it, because other things that were important for my future life, for my education, for finding work or anything, for work, for things beyond hobbies, I needed to give those precedent, because that's kind of how capitalism works more than anything. But that's a whole another kettle of fish. But yeah, so as I say, I never planned on YouTube being a way I'd make money or anything I do other than for fun. And I've not, when I've been recording Let's Plays and things, it's not that I've not been having fun. I've absolutely definitely enjoyed videos, but I found I had less enthusiasm for it. So, like, I imagine, I don't know if this is me being overly critical of myself or anything, but I get the feeling you can hear it in my commentary, kind of, in that, like... So, I'm going to be real disjointed. I don't know if I've already even mentioned that I'm going to be really disjointed, but it's all just off the top of my head, so I'm kind of going to be jumping back and forth. But, like, if you watch some of my earlier videos, then you hear I'm full of energy, I'm talking a hell of a lot. Some might say too much, I might say too much at this point, which has been another thing I've sort of kind of enjoyed seeing in my Let's Plays, like, or thinking when I think back about my Let's Plays, is like, I feel there are sort of phases of how my commentary goes. So, like, there was the very opening where I am 16 but I sound more like I'm 12, and I'm very, very quiet and shy and just like, okay, yeah, we're playing Lost Winds now, and we're just gonna... and and I have not looked at those videos forever, because good golly gosh. Then we have sort of what I like to kind of think of as my sort of my Rao Cow phase, I tend to think of it as, where I just say everything that comes to my mind. I just say words all the time. Like, I feel I did an alright job at generally linking it to the game, but it was basically just fill the space with my words. And that was fun. I think that was, like, as I say, where I had the most energy and pep and everything for my Let's Playing. And then I guess this is probably about the time when I hit, like, university. I don't know. I haven't watched my own videos recently enough to know, like, when I started talking like this and things. But I feel there was a point where I started calming down again. But so I was like, I was talking more, or I was talking less, but I mean, I was talking more like I did at the very, very start, where there was like a bit more like slow and pauses and thinking time or things. But I had gained better confidence, thanks to all the viewers, which I'm going to talk about viewers soon, don't you worry. But I gained more confidence, so I was just thinking, okay, well, I can just... I'll just try and be entertaining, but I'm also gonna trust them to just be able to hear some silence now and then. Like, to be able to appreciate the pauses in between. Which I feel is kind of more how I am now as a person, but that's a whole other thing. So, the whole Let's Play thing is kind of an interesting... or depends on your definition of interesting, but you can sort of track my sense of humour and like what I thought a Let's Play was based on my commentary as you go through. But yeah, so like in the more recent videos, it's, as I say, it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying making them, but it's that I sort of found it harder to get the energy up to get to do it, you know, something like. So I feel like if you have good energy and you are in a good mood and everything, then it'll reflect in your commentary. You'll be able to get it out. And that was kind of, in a way, the problem with the slowing down phase, in that when I was energetic and just saying all the words, it didn't... I mean, I obviously had to have the energy, but I didn't necessarily need to be in a good mood or anything. It just kind of went. But if you're being more slow and more considerate with your time and everything, and you're not feeling, you're just not feeling it that day, or you're just feeling not 100% or whatever, then that's going to come through in your commentary as well. And that's going to make the video less enjoyable and everything. And then that sort of... it didn't make me necessarily like my videos less. As I say, I feel like I generally enjoy my more recent videos more, because I feel it's more like how I am now. But it was sort of... I felt I saw more problems in my commentary, or like I would start to notice when I was getting tired in a recording session. Like in with Twilight Princess, for example, I made the switch from the SD version to the HD version, but I had originally recorded still a bunch of footage beyond that moment. I don't know if I ever actually mentioned all this. From the standard version, I'd still recorded a lot of footage, I think up till the dungeon after the section where my last video ends. That's another thing I should mention, is I'm really sorry to be just stopping projects midway. That was another thing, like, I have been thinking of ending my channel for a while, but a thing that has been stopping me has been, no, I'll finish these projects first, and then I can end it. But I know, if I'm honest with myself, I'm just not going to get them finished. And then we're back to the problem of, if I don't... it goes back to the problem of I don't want this to just be a channel that stops with no words. So I am sorry to be leaving projects hanging, but I mean, these are all games other people have played on YouTube, like Twilight Princess is everywhere. Golden Sun, I'm pretty sure, is in plenty of places. What else was I Let's Playing? Oh yeah, Franbo and Blackwell Epiphany. You should just buy those. Go on Steam, they're real good. Especially the Blackwell one. Just... Anyway, sorry, I got distracted thinking about the Blackwell series. But, yes. This is why I should have, planned this video better. I've forgotten what tangent I had just jumped from. Oh yeah, so I had recorded a lot of Twilight Princess from the standard version, but some of the footage got corrupted, which was a shame. So I originally had this plan to fill in the missing bits with drawings and stuff, which very ambitious for someone who doesn't draw. Just real, not gonna happen, buddy. But yeah, so I was really gonna do that, but then as I was sort of listening back to it, listening to my commentary, I was I could hear that I was tired, I could hear that I was a bit listless, and it was clear that I was sort of trying to have the energy that I kind of felt I needed, but I wasn't fooling myself, so I didn't think I could fool anyone else. And so yeah, that's kind of why I've decided to stop, is that it's not... if I had ever decided that I wanted this to be a job, then I'm sure I would be able to find the motivation to do this. I'm sure I would be able to find the energy. I'm sure this, that, and the other. But it wasn't ever really a desire to be a Let's Player as a career or anything. As fun as I'm sure it is, it just wasn't something I thought I really wanted to do, so I didn't. And that's how you get to where you are now. But I just absolutely want to stress this, as much as, I found it sort of harder to be in the Let's Play mode recently, I have absolutely enjoyed this thing so much. Obviously it's been such an enormous part of my life. Please don't turn off, computer. I need to keep using you to record this message that will probably last for I've already been going quarter of an hour. Great, excellent. So let's go on and talk a bit about sort of the community aspects, and that's where I want to say thank you, and I am so very sorry because to be a successful Let's Player, I think you have to be good at communicating with your audience. And while I don't think I was ever like hostile to the people in the comment sections or anything, I never really engaged with the community particularly, I feel, which I feel really bad about sort of in retrospect, but like it was destined to happen for me. I'm quite a shy person, honestly. Like in my Let's Plays, I'm not like I've tried to be like more like big and fun and yay. But if you ever actually talk to me, I sort of take a while to think of conversation topics or whatever. And it's sort of that's why I never found myself having the courage really to get engaged in the comment section, because like as much as I sort of wanted to like get to know my fan base, to be able to get to know the people watching my videos and everything, I just it's just sort of, I think this is part of mental health things. Let's hide that in the cupboard. Don't do that, by the way. If you have mental health concerns, do talk to people about it. But I do talk to people about it, but I don't want to talk about it to YouTube because it's not relevant to you particularly. So just don't worry about it. But like feelings of anxiety sort of thing is where I'm coming from with this, is that I worry of if I will say something to upset someone entirely without meaning it, or like if I will misinterpret what someone says. And I know that's just like part of life and everything, but it did sort of stop me engaging with my fan base as much as I feel I should as a Let's Player, and as much as I would kind of have wanted to. But once I sort of set a precedent of I kind of just don't talk to my fans, it's hard to get out of that, essentially. But I feel that's why I want to say I'm sorry, because that's really, honestly, really disrespectful to you all. Like, I know you just sort of have in the past have just come to watch the videos and go, look at this silly British person just gabbering on. But you know, people have posted questions, people have posted, like, said, well, I think this about the whole thing you talked about, or your Let's Play in general, and it would have been nice of me to reply, because it's not like I was ever at a particularly big channel, like, it wasn't that I was getting inundated with comments, so I could have taken time to do it, but it takes a lot of time. But with that said, I do also want you to know how much I've appreciated having people watch and enjoy, generally, my Let's Plays. It's just bonkers to think about for me, honestly. I can't fathom that, like, multiple, like, even tens of people watch some of my videos, let alone, like, Endless Ocean, let's say, which I'm sure a lot of you have found me through. Endless Ocean has got so many views and so many comments, and I'm just like, how have so many people watched this video? And this is one of my favourite things, and is also the most baffling thing that I know in life. But I get comments now, still, now and then, especially on my Endless Ocean Let's Play videos, from people saying, oh, this was my childhood, this Let's Play, I feel so nostalgic, I just popped across this video again, and oh man, and it's like, yeah, that was 6 years ago. I'm a source of nostalgia? That is just, I cannot process that as a thing, frankly. It's just, like, I'm just a person, just some randomer from England, and yet for some people, I am nostalgic. I am like, I'm like the cartoon you used to watch when you were 8 or whatever. That is just, it's just nonsense. And I just want to thank you all again so much for just all your support over the years. It's been this is part of why I feel really bad about not engaging more, is that I've seen so many wonderful, I've come to know so many wonderful people, I've made some really good friends, I've just met so many lovely people with this whole thing, and I feel like I've been disrespectful in a way with like how little time I actually dedicate to the community aspect, which is not, it's not on really. Like, I mean, I know why I did it, because shyness, anxiety, yada yada yada, but it's still a shame, honestly. But sorry, I'm still just thinking about people saying nostalgia about me playing a video game is so it's just such a weird sensation. Um, I think that's pretty much the main points I wanted to bring up. So, uh, to recap, I am stopping Let's Playing. Do not expect more videos from me. Um, if you're following me on Facebook, why? I haven't posted there ever. Pretty much, don't bother. If you're following me on Twitter, again, sorry that I've been tweeting about nothing but the world. But turns out the world's pretty important. And also real messy. Ugh. But that's a different time. That's a different topic entirely. Um, but, and if you've been watching my videos, whether you haven't watched a video since like Lost Winds or Endless Ocean, or if you've been watching them from the beginning, or you joined and have been watching since, or if you watched an episode of Rhythm Paradise, got mad about the fact that I was talking over the music, which is fair. Talking over a rhythm game is a bit of a weird combination, but no matter what level of watching my videos you've done, I want to thank you again for an unforgettable, an absolutely brilliant experience. And I hope this isn't too disappointing an announcement, but I feel it's better to have a disappointing announcement than, like, to just disappear without a trace, as I've said, like 17 times now. Don't need to hammer in the point. Come on now. But yes, I shouldn't actually say this, because at the risk of raising hopes or anything, I don't necessarily want to entirely end like my gameplay. Like, part of me wants to do streaming again, not like necessarily regularly, but I feel streaming is where I've had the least trouble like keeping up energy and stuff in more recent years. And I've found it easier to talk with my community, I guess because it's a live interaction, like one-to-one. I say a thing and they see it right then and they can reply, rather than a comment chain where someone commented 10 hours ago and then went to bed and then I woke up and saw it or whatever. So I might ever stream again, but as always, life is taking precedent. Like, I am currently job hunting. Hooray! That's a lot of fun. But, yes, so don't anticipate more content from me, but please know that I have appreciated your presence throughout all the content I've made up till now. And yeah, I have no idea how best to end this video other than to say, for the n-thousandth time, that wasn't a number. We'll pretend it was like an algebra question where you're trying to find n. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye. Can't find the stop button, there it is. Bye.